The Yoruba Traditional Institute is one of the oldest amongst the most structured monarchs in Africa, built on history, lineage, and spiritual authority. At its apex are revealed royal stools such as Oni of Ife, the Alaafin of Oyo, the Oluibadan of Ibadan, and the Alake of Agbala land. Historically, each throne exercised authority within clearly defined territories bound together by shared ancestry tracing back to Oduduwa. However, in recent years, rivalries over seniority, protocol recognition, and political influence has strained the relationship among these monarchs. Continuous issues include dispute over who is the most senior Yoruba monarch, the creation of new crowns and obas, especially in Oyo and Ibadan, allegations of political interference in traditional institutes, public disagreement, and symbolic gestures seen as diminishing ancient tools. These tensions have raised concerns about the erosion of unity and politicization of culture and weakening of traditional authorities in a modern democratic Nigeria. Hello and welcome to Discourse. Today we turn our focus to a growing tension within Nigeria's Traditional Institute, a field involving some of the most powerful royal stools in Nigeria. For centuries, monarchs have symbolized unity, culture, and continuity, yet today disagreements over statute, authority, and relevance threaten to fracture that legacy. There are these disputes rooted in history, ego, or modern political interference. That's one of the reasons and what we'll be finding out, and what does this mean for the future and unity. My name is Samuel Odi. Today we'll be looking at a very, very interesting topic which is centered around our traditional institutes and everything that has been happening because of being this, rivalry, and there's been this confusion of who is the most senior, and if we're having political interference, if the political interference is also affecting the unity that we are witnessing in our traditional institution. But quickly, let's still go back to memory lane as we look at historical context of the Nigerian Traditional Institute. The monarchy involved through kingdoms with district roles. Ile-Ife is regarded as a spiritual candle of the Yoruba people, while the old Oyo Empire wielded vast political and military power across the region. Ibadan emerged later as a war camp that grew into a political powerhouse, while Abeokuta developed as a center of resistance and civilization. Each stool earned its prestige through history, not competition. However, in recent times, symbolism have replaced substance, and protocol battles have overshadowed governance and cultural prevention. And then looking at it now, the current fault lines, recent controversies include disputes over attendance and seating arrangement at national events, public pronouncement asserting superiority, creation of multiple crowns, obas, especially under the Oluibadan and the Alaafin domains, claims that states, governments are using traditional rulers to advance political interests, citing critics urge these actions diminishes the sacredness of kinship and turn monarchs into political actors rather than neutral custodian of culture. And we'll be looking at what the implications of all of this will be at a time when the Southwest faces challenges such as insecurity, youth unemployment, and cultural erosion. Internal feud among monarchs risks weakening collective advocacy. Traditional rulers are expected to serve as moral authorities are unifying figures, not symbols of division. The question now is whether reconciliation and reforms are possible, or whether the institution itself needs redefining. These are the most questions we will be looking at, and we'll be hoping to get to the historical and the depth of solving what all of this is. We'll be going on a very quick break, and then when I return back, I'll be joined by a guest virtually who would help us understand what is actually happening within this political institution. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Hello, and here is your weather update. A direct flow of dry northerly winds from the Sahara continues to dominate the country, and this will lead to a noticeable drop in nighttime temperatures, bringing cooler nights and early mornings across many areas. So do keep that sweater handy, especially overnight and at dawn. Across the northern and central cities, conditions will remain predominantly sunny and dry, with improved visibility significantly throughout the day. Great weather for travel and outdoor activities. For the south, however, slightly different story. We expect patches of clouds with isolated thunderstorms developing during the afternoon and evening hours, particularly over parts of Cross River, Akwa Ibom, some parts of Bayelsa and River States. Residents in these areas are advised to stay weather aware and be safe. And that's the latest on the weather. Join us again.
Many thanks for staying with us. If you're just joining, this is Discourse here on Global Television, and I am Samuel Odi. Today we'll be looking at our traditional institution, the royal tussle, implications of power struggle in traditional institution. Joining me to have this conversation is Honorable Felix Bamidele, who is joining me all the way from Osun State. Honorable, Happy New Year to you, and how have you been? How is Osun State treating you?
Thank you, Samuel, for having me online. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Nigerians. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to your colleagues over there.
Yes.
It's a pleasure meeting you once again.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing me on.
It's always a pleasure having you. So, with all of this happening, the implication of power struggle in traditional institutions, Honorable, for our viewers who may not understand or be familiar with what's actually currently going on, can you quickly, walk us through with the root of these issues that we are seeing? How did the hierarchy concerns emerge, and how has it been influenced so far? What is actually happening? Walk us through everything that has been happening so far. Are you there?
Thank you very much for this one moment, especially to discuss sanitary.
Yes, go on, I can hear you.
And with you, can you hear me very well?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yes.
Just a moment to issues of traditional egos and pride happening within the traditional jurisdictions. If you are to go by history, and the little I've read, though I'm not a custodian of history, but I think I've read a lot of books in relating with the histories of Yorubas, the Igbos, the Hausas, the Popo, and the likes, especially most of the African books. But one thing I discovered is this: there shouldn't be any time, any moment that we should be having this kind of controversy relating with the traditional hierarchy. Because one thing must be noted here: the fact that any traditional ruler must understand that those two has three things to think of. One, you have to think of civilization. Number two, you have to think of the political influence and power. Number three, focus of vision and self-realization. So if you understand these three basic principles, there won't be issues of hierarchy, because from time being, there has never been any leader in times of traditional. The individual is known for whatever he has been able to achieve in time past. Take for instance, Oyo and over the years, that was in the history according to the historians. Ibadan has also been known for wars as well. They are warlords. If there has always been the religious settings for the Yoruba crowds, and probably for the source of. So even in Alake, is a convergence, trade and commerce.
Yes.
So everybody has the various achievement in the past. So that does not make you to be a leader over others.
Yes.
At that point in time, and that one has brought you to limelight. As far as, but if you're not coming to our ages now in our present dispensation, you can see that even though the Nigeria is speaking from hemisphere.
Well, looking at it now from those other angles now, do you think among the traditional rulers, are there any supreme authority, like this region is more supreme than the other regions? Are we, or is the power just decentralized? You were mentioning something of each region and each, crown having its own durability, having its own power. But is there any individual, is there any royal head that is like supreme to other, royal kingdoms in Nigeria?
There is none. As far as I know, there is none. That was what I was trying to explain to you, that things that influence the jurisdiction and the boundaries of each of the royal traditionals. If they want to go by history,
yes,
none of them has ever been a leader. They're only successful in whatever area they choose at that time.
Yes.
But when we now converge together, politics, power determines so many things.
Okay.
Political power influences so many things. And they have clear that even though we know, or you are successful in warlord, your own successful in the source.
Yes.
Be successful in your kingdom as far as society is concerned. And the likes, they are successful in trade and commerce.
Yes.
In slavery back then. Then they made it clear, you also be successful continue to be controlling Ogun State as far as traditional rule body is concerned. So that there has been a demarcation and diverging of powers through political means. So nobody can claim that is supreme. Yes. The only claim that you are in, and there must always be a limitation even to that. Even if you are going to talk about that as well. But it is quite unfortunate that even the days that we are thinking that the youth should be the leader, should be allowed to rule, those are the days we are witnessing things that are not even encouraging the leaders, our headers, bringing youth to the position of leadership. I felt so bothered and concerned that even that too, as sacred as it's going to be, it should be a soul whereby you come in by the special grace of God, by the love of the people, through the political power, and you must have a focus. Why am I here? What should be my concern? Especially in these ages that we have a lot of insecurity across the country, it shouldn't be the moment to be fighting for hierarchy. Hierarchy for what? Are you saying you want to take us back to the days of primitive ages, when heights were so flat, when there was no cars, when there was no means of communications? Is that what I'm trying to prove? No, it shouldn't be. I think it should be at the moment whereby everybody has to come together, unite together. What do we need to do and bring progress to our people? I love the father of the Yoruba land, that the Ooni of Ife. If you go to his palace today, you will see numerous numbers of youth trooping in and trooping out, coming from one help or the other. I think that should be the place and the concern of our traditional rulers, how to bring development to their people, not to fight for I am the leader in those days when there was no communication, when there was no light, when nobody even know you are even existing on the other side of the world. It should be a moment for us to see that, okay, this is a time to unite together. How can we work together? And this is what the federal government did in Lagos State of recent, that they have to bring together all the traditional rulers across Nigerians. And I remember His Excellency, the governor of over that meeting, the retreat that he had in Lagos recently. The government were expecting from them to do from time to time, telling them that the roles, these are the expectations, these are what the people are expecting from them. And if you've seen in that meeting, if I can recall very well, it was only Oni and the Sultan of Sokoto that they were meant to be the chairman for that program. Whether it is constitutional or not, I do not know. But one thing I saw in that program was those two were meant to sit at the front. And they were given the opportunity to work. Which means logically and specifically, what they are trying to say is from the north and from the south, two people represent others. That's the simple meaning. And if you know the origin of Nigeria, we only have northern and southern. Which is very good. 3 regions in the north and 3 regions in the south. So it's still the same thing. So if they pick one from the south, it does not mean that next time they cannot pick another thing to represent the north. It doesn't mean, it depends on what is. But now coming to the hierarchy and the ego and the pride we are witnessing today is not something that they should come to power to come and do. It's something that should have been in the past, something that you shouldn't even have called at all. Because let me tell you something. In those days of Oyo Empire, they were fighting. But we heard from history that Ilorin belongs to Oyo, was part of Yoruba land. But somehow, people need to take over that land. It's a lot of people saying that it's going to go to Ilorin to go and bring Ilorin back to under the rule of Oyo. We really want to have that kind of things to do now, so that we know that you are the traditional ruler in the Southwest. If we want to do that, there's no common sense in it. Political influence has divided that power, and it has created boundaries for each and every one of them. So if you have to think of history, that history says this, we have to look at the other side of that history. Does it bring progress at the moment? What is that history telling us to do now? Is there any unity? Is it bringing unity? Is it bringing any division? You have to think before you even act. That was why when I salute the incumbent Ooni of Ife when it came to power.
Yes.
Let me say, don't use power. He came with so much love in his heart. He was moving from one state to another, telling Yoruba we are one nation. We must have the interest of Yoruba nation at that, and Nigeria as a whole. He traveled to Oyo, he traveled to Benin, he traveled to every corner of the country, telling people how things should be done. And you can see how people try to portray him today as a leader, a truthful leader that everybody should be able to emulate. I expect the Alaafin of Oyo to also do the same thing. Not to come to power and be telling us the history that is not even no longer relevant in our situation today. Say I'm the leader of Kinika. Let him go to Oyo kingdom and be saying that to people that they are still living in the primitive world. With due respect to his powers, I'm not saying, but I think it should be more focused on what we are witnessing today. Then there are certain things that should be eradicated.
Okay.
They say respect without respect. Look at it from this angle. Osun State was one of the states that were created last.
Yes.
As part of the state of Nigeria. If the governor of Osun State is standing and the governor of Oyo State is standing, the governor of Oyo State will not be saying, my state is better than your state, so you have to bow down to me. There is no common sense in it. It will be. So if Oyo, the Alaafin of Oyo, and Olubadan of Ibadan are meeting, you can't say Olubadan should come and bow down for you. There's no common sense in it. Logically speaking, you have it. The two of you are royal leaders in Oyo State.
In different capacities.
And by virtue of the constitution in Oyo State, the chairmanship of Obas are being rotated between Alaafin, Olubadan, and Son of Ogbomoso. So, which means the three of you are more or less equal.
Okay.
In terms of hierarchy. So, if any one of you are to meet, let there be a little respect to one another, if not for the two, especially for the age. All these things are common sense issues that does not even warrant anybody meddling into it. Because it's one thing for you to assume a position, it's another thing for you to be able to maintain that position. In such a way that people will realize the extent of why you are in that position. You know, all of these things that we are saying, I think as an act of immaturity, sincerely speaking, for somebody who we call a leader, so much is expected from a leader. True. Anybody, no matter your age, so much is expected from you. We expect humility from you. We expect respect from you. You have to serve. You are not there to come and rule. We are not in the days of emperor, the Nebuchadnezzar and the pharaohs and all that. We are not in those days again. Yes. These are the new days. There are new things to emerge. That people must see beyond what they have seen in those days. Sincerely speaking, I think it's a moment for them to reflect. Like, why am I here? Look at what is happening to governor of River State. Each time I read about the news about the excellency, I feel so bad about it. Because it's like seeing youth not be able to do what is expected of him to do. Why is he there in the first instance? Hate might be small in hate, but you are given a very big position. Yes. To manage people. Are you not saying you don't have the intellectual to manage that office? What are the kind? Why must you be in the news all the time? Why you all the time? It's like discouraging others. You are discouraging people to let the youth come and govern and rule and experiment. All these things are not seen in the Western world. Yes. You can see the Prime Minister of France. How old is he? Prime Minister of UK, how old are they? Some of our traditional rulers are older than them. Yes. Our governments are older than them. Yes. And they are doing excellently well. Why that people are not center focused, that they are focusing on ego and pride? We don't need it at this time, at this point in time. We need to be morally sound. Yes. Give respect to your office and do what is expected of you to do according to the Constitution. Constitution has made it clear. If you are to be seen in this office, these are the expectations from you. If you want to how to read, let it be morally sound. Whatever addition you are bringing into it, let it be morally sound. Let it be anybody who hear say, oh, even though the Constitution does not permit, but by virtue of our moral standard of living, this is acceptable. Okay. Then with that, I think you can have a straight truth.
You know, you mentioned.
My submission on that.
You mentioned something earlier, Felix. You mentioned the fact that young people are not given the opportunity to get into all of this leadership role. Why do you think that is happening now, both in the political scene and also in the traditional scene?
I think that question is individualism.
Okay.
We have seen much of people who are youths who have performed better,
Mm-hmm.
and we have seen some in our own race that are not doing well enough. I think it's individualism.
Okay.
I think it has to do with background. Let me give you two examples.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, the honor of officials are today. There is nobody in Nigeria that will not love that man, the king, the way he handles things. At the same time, when you look at Yaya Bello, the past governor of
Kogi State, yes.
if you look at the record of his achievement, you feel bad that why do we have youth governing that state?
Yeah.
At least if what he was written about it was to be true, I think a reasonable man being will feel so bad about it. But at the same time, look at the governor of Edo State.
Yeah.
And he's doing well. At the same time, look at the governor of Rivers State. As a youth, at least in that of age.
Yes.
You can call them youths. You've not been in office less than 1 year, they are declaring state of emergency. What does that tell you? You don't have the capacity to manage the state you have to govern. Simple thing.
Yes.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
I think it's individualism. And I think we, the youth, should, the citizens should think more of the moral standard of living before committing lives or position into our hands. Not everybody understands that positions are not meant for you to rule. Positions are meant for you to work for the people. It's not a position for you to come and declare. No. It's a position for you to come and see that, okay, this is the way we have to do this. Carry people along with your office. So that every other person will be involved. It's not only you. One person can never make a tree. It's only when we have number of trees that we call it forest.
Okay.
You understand? So
yes.
I think it's more of individualism.
Okay.
The way I'm seeing it. And look at the Alaafin for you now. I think he came all the way from Canada.
Yes.
Someone who have not lived part of his life in Nigeria. He doesn't know how we live. He was only privileged to become the king. Then tell me how we live on. Doesn't even have the real understanding of what our culture is. Even before he begin to act about, I was told the Alaafin does not stand up when the elders will. Who told you that? That is the past now. Personally, does that ideology still stand? Where does it? Even if you don't stand up for elders in your palace, that should be in your palace. When you are outside the palace, are you not supposed to stand for the elders?
That's good.
No matter what it is. Look at the age of Obasanjo. Obasanjo was three-time president of the nation. If Baba can go low to any length, prostrate for anybody, I think country demand that others should also emulate his humility when it comes to power and authority. They should. There is nobody, he will not be seated. Baba Obasanjo will become and will remain seated. He will stand up to embrace him.
Okay.
Even though the traditional ruler does not prostrate for anybody, but he will stand up as a sign of respect. And no matter what the office demands, these are moral standard of living. These are some other things we can have to read to also show some respect to some people in our society.
So, do you think political interference has actually been one of the major concerns facing our traditional institutions? Do you think politicians are playing a role with all of this tussle we are witnessing currently? Or let me just bring you back to speed based on the fact that we saw a couple of years ago when... Yes?
You see, today, we can't rule out the influence of politics or political power. We can't rule it out most of, especially when it comes to selection of traditional ruler. Okay. There must always be an interest. We know that one for sure. But that interest is not permanent. once you emerge, all left for you to decide what you do with that office at any time. It's left for individual to decide. What am I going to do in this office? So I will not say permanent of political power. No. There are other areas of life that the influence of politics will always come in, which is just the natural and normal things to do. Just for that person to take a decision to the governor, it's more or less like a predecessor to a governor. A sitting governor must have interest in somebody that will succeed him. But after the person must have won, then he becomes a predecessor. So the successor continue with the government with little or no influence. If it happens, you will always see the case of River State.
Yes.
It should be little or no. But when it's much more, then we begin to see what we are witnessing in River State. Every other state has similar issues. But they have ability. That was why we have not been able to see in some other states well pronounced like the way we have seen it in the River State. So it's a normal and a natural thing that happens in our terrain, that happens in our nation, that happens in our environment. So we can't rule it out totally.
Okay. You know, you say we can't rule it out totally, but from the origin, it's not meant to be so. I'm sure you agree with me. The politicians are not supposed to interfere with, you know, traditional institution and get themselves involved with what's happening, you know, in terms of, you know, kingsmen and obas ruling their communities. And talking about the obas now, do you think it's fair that some of them are being politically inclined with what's currently going on?
Let's clarify this matter.
Okay.
In my own thought and in my own opinion, I felt why is traditional ruler not be scraped off? As long as we have the federal government, we have the state government, we have the local government. In my own opinion, I thought about it. And at the same time, I gave myself a valid answer that we cannot eradicate them.
Okay.
Because this is where life begins. They say culture is a way of life, which means culture is life. So traditionals are brought on board from the culture of our people. So it's like eradicating the way of life of people. So I agree that the office should be maintained.
Okay.
But one thing that the Constitution says, or might have said, is one, we cannot have two sheep or two masters running the ship.
Two captains in one boat. That is very true.
At the same time,
yes.
We cannot have a chairman of a local government in a city and a king also will be administrating that same city. It won't be easy. That was why they subject them to the auctions of the local government chairman in most cases. Now let's now look at it. What is the essence of having them on board? We are having them on board because we presume they are more or less like our father.
Yes.
They are more or less like our forefathers who can call us to order, especially when things are going wrong. Look at it from political angle. If two people are contesting and there's a rift, they have the right to call the two of them together and say, look, this is just a contest. One of you will surely win. And when that person with the other person's joy, they have the right to do that.
Yes.
They can harmonize. They can unify based on the understanding of their office.
Yeah.
Are you getting it? So with this, those leadership roles they were playing is also vital and germane to our existence as a nation. Because these are the word of wisdoms are coming out from them, the word of elders are coming out from them. They made them to see beyond the context and the moment. They made them to see that everybody belongs to the same family. These are what moral standard of living will surely tell us. Not like constitution, whether you are Igbo or Hausa or Igbo. He doesn't care your face, your tribe. Constitution is one. Yeah. Whatever affects A affects B. But this one will make you to see that your family house is very close to their family house. So why do you want to fight? Why do you want to burn down their houses? All in the name of contest for just 4 years or less than 4 years. Saying those things, seeing them doing those things has also been helping the political corridor.
Okay.
And at the same time, these are the people that knows people within the township. They know the family name. They know the family background. There is nobody that cannot be traced.
Okay.
If you go to any palace, they know who are the people that belongs to one chieftaincy or the other. State government that sits down in the state secretariats. So if there is any information that they need, they can easily call on them. We need this social place. Can you help us to within the twinkle of an eye? They can fix the person's house because they've been living among the people. That is the essence of the traditional heritage. These are part of the people that they grew up together with them. You know.
Yes. I can hear you, honorable. But looking at this now, do you think what impact now do you think this is having on the socio-economical aspects and the political ecosystem in the West? Do you think it's having a negative impact in the West? I mean, politically, I'm certain before the year runs out, there would be an election in Osun State. And do you think this is actually going to affect, this incident happening is actually going to affect the political scene when the time comes for these off-cycle elections?
Well, there's not going to be any effect as far as political terrain is concerned.
Yes.
Politics is politics.
Okay.
Traditional rulership is traditional rulership. The only effect is having is just changing people's perception about history, about traditional rulers. Some people are feeling that there is no need to have them. Some are also feeling that for the sake of culture and heritage, we could have them. Some are even having feeling that the headers should be brought on board. Some are having feelings that why the youth should come on board. Those are just individual perceptions, but does not have a general effect or influence as far as politics is concerned. And I think it's something that the traditional council can manage very well on their own.
Okay, let's leave the traditional institutes for now. Let's talk about the politics quickly in Osun State. How is it looking now? We've seen the current governor, defecting from PDP to a court party. How is it looking now? You are a member of the PDP, correct?
Thank you for that question. I think Osun is safe. Osun is peaceful. Okay. Osun is developing. And the people are happy with the government of the day. Political party is just a platform. Okay. For anybody running for an election. The constitution dictates that you must have a platform duly registered by the government. Yes. That does not mean APC having an upper hand over PDP. And it doesn't mean PDP is having the upper hand over a core party. What it means that anybody contesting for any position must have the duly registered party. Okay. Which is what has been happening in Nigeria so far, so good. Now, the governor left PDP due to party crisis. Okay. That will not allow him to have a second chance to the contest. And he looked for another safe hand party, political party, that will help him to showcase himself to the people one more time. And he has chosen a court party to run. Yes. If it is possible for him to sit down at home and say, okay, I want to run, and the constitution will accept, that will have been much more better. But it's not in our constitution. Yes. So it is not about the party. It is about the person. Okay. The person of the governor himself. In the first 4 years, he's running out. How has he been able to do? Has he been able to perform? If yes, has he been able to gain people's trust? Yes. Is he been able to manage the affairs of people very well? Yes. The people will consider him by giving him another chance. It is not in the name of accord any longer. It is the person of the governor himself. Even if he's coming from PPP, whatever, as long as he's the same person, they will still vote for him. So I think personally, the governor is having the upper hand, not even in the name of any political party or a party, but for what he's doing, he's speaking for him, and he's speaking well. So people love him. At least 70% of our citizens, they love him. They want him back. They want him to continue the good work he has started and is doing, so that our citizens also can be proud of and can be better off tomorrow. So we are not too particular about the party, even though party is one of the reasons for anybody contesting. So, but individualism, because this coming election is going to center much on the personalities of the people contesting, not even the political party.
Okay, so
as far as Osun State is concerned.
Okay, so you're looking at it from the angle that you said it's individualism that matters more now as for the state, Osun State, not the party. But what does, as a PDP member, what does the PDP currently look like in Osun State? And we have, you know, two fractions, those that are supporting the current FCT minister and also the other fraction. Are they having similar scenarios in Osun State, or the PDP chapter in Osun State are all united?
As far as I know, the PDP factions are all united in Osun State.
Okay.
There's no faction, as far as we know. The faction we could have had is at the national level.
Okay.
And I think they are trying to resolve whatever differences they are having. So in Osun State, PDP remain one family.
Okay, well, from your mouth straight to the ears of our audience. Now, let's come back to the royal tussle. Now, what is the way forward now? How do you think these monarchs will be able to have peace and resolve whatever it is going on within them? And what should we expect more now when we have a very highly youthful population in the West and in the South there? Just in the West and the South, we have a very large number of youthful population. So how is it going to be very integral for us to see youth being involved in governance and also in the traditional institution of leadership?
Well, in the coming days, even with the public opinions, I've heard so many people talking about these issues. I think that is enough for people concerned to have a self-assessment.
Okay.
Especially the Alasho for you. To be assessed himself and have a second thought. Why am I here? If you can answer that question quietly, I think the conduct henceforth in the society will be more moderate and more acceptable. Okay. It should be more focused on that stool, as like in the likeness of Ooni of Ife. It should have more focus more on what you can do for the youth, especially in Oyo State, if not across board of Nigeria. Let him come up with so many programs to engage them also and help the government to manage the affairs of the people. Not moving around with ego, I'm the leader in Oyo, I'm the leader in that, I'm the leader in Oyo. The world has moved past that. Even in the world, US cannot 100% say is the leader of the world. Yes. No, there will be others contending for that as well. And that is the way God created the world. He didn't leave power in one person's hand. That virtue of power. So even in the animal kingdom, if elephant is the leader, let you go and meet tiger. Say, tiger, go and lead them. They will fight. Yes. So the world is so easy to live. If you have a sense of understanding that this thing does not belong to me alone, it belongs to all of us. And as long as I can respect respect you, will respect you as well in a little way, so that we can have a unity. We can't have two tyrannies and allow peace to reign. It's not possible. And I will not expect you to live like a tyrant king, who is now coming with the mindset of our forefather in those days when they were the only person talking. Like Allah for you back then was known to be an emperor, collecting his accolade from here and there. Are you getting it?
Yes.
But at some point, they fought.
True.
And they stood on their own. At some point, Alake they fought. They stood on their own. At some point, Fulani fought with them. It only went away. So that power reduced to nothing. You understand? So they should come back and say, okay, that history is just meant for history, where we are coming from and where we are today. But does that history help us to navigate forward? If yes, fine. If no, then let that be change of gear. As to what can we do that will benefit people the more. Not I'm the Allah for you. No, people will stand up for coming. It's not necessary at this point in time. These days, government can remove any traditional rulers. These days, if a king messes up, you can sue him to court. Who does that? Who does that in those days? Nobody does that. They dare not challenge the authority.
Yes.
But look at where we are today. If you mess up today, they remove you. If ordinary king mess up with me today, I can sue him to court. And if he's guilty, he can be thrown to cell. We have a case of Ipetu having a issue in the United Kingdom States.
Yes.
Is it not a traditional ruler here? Why can't they say because he's a traditional ruler, so he must be pardoned and be brought back to Nigeria? The world has moved past those levels, those ideology. We are now in a new age. There are new ideas. Civilization has taken over everywhere. So you must live to be relevant with whatever happens in an environment. Not in these days that you are coming from the history. Even the history is not even one. It's not even unified.
Yes.
You don't have one unified history. So which one are you taking? If you are taking this and others are taking that, do you think we can unite? It's going to be two parallel that can never meet.
Yes.
So we should just think of the moment, the civilization, political influence, and self-discovery that will help us to act according to the will of the people while we are maintaining that stool.
Okay, quickly, Honorable. You know, youths are not being so much involved in what is happening. How do you think the youth can align themselves as we wrap up now? How do you think youth can align themselves and keep themselves in that position where they would be able to see, and then this all the leaders would be able to pass down this leadership role down to the youths without having second thoughts?
One way, youth should come out of their fear and be part of what is happening.
Okay.
We can't say we have numerous youth with great potential, ideologies, but fear of unknown did not allow them to showcase their talents. I think it's high time for youth to also be part of it. You see, sometimes when you look at political terrain, what are the roles of the youth? They are here to raise up their hand. Hey, we are here. Hey, we support. Hey, sometimes you want to ask questions. The person they are raising hand for, hey, who? What ideology does he have that they do not have? How has the person been better than them? That they themselves cannot even showcase themselves in that leadership role. I know money speaks volumes in any contest, but not everybody contesting has the potential. They may have monetary power, but they may not have the potential. But by the time you get there, your potential will speak volume, and that is where development comes.
Okay.
But I think youth should first of all come out of their cage, present themselves. We know we can do these things. We believe you have an idea. Present your idea. You might not get it once. If you do it 2-3 times, you will get it right one day. And before you know it, you can also be part of it.
Okay.
But I think it's hard time for them to come out out of their cage and do the needful.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Felix Bamidele, for taking our time to join us on today's edition of Discourse and all of your interesting input that you've thrown on the subject matter.
Thank you, Samuel.
Yes. And this is how much time will permit us to take on today's edition of Discuss. And for youth, we are meant to come out. Youths are meant to come out from their affairs, come out from their shells, and be partakers of what is currently happening in leadership roles so as to fully bring to that development and the vision that most of this Nigerian youth have. And we really, it's time for the youth to wake up and harness the youthful population that we have in this great country, Nigeria. My name is Samuel Odi. I'll see you again as we discuss further. Bye for now.